Hello everyone, welcome to my channel Adeayo Bet Predict, the channel that gives the audience the best correct score prediction, football prediction, and also betting strategy. So in today's video content, what we will be looking into is how to avoid loss in betting. If you are new to betting and wondering how to stay on top of things, then this video is for you. Learn the basics of betting and tips on how to avoid loss in the process. So get your strategy on the right track with these easy to follow steps. So first, before I start with the process, I would like to show you guys how I have been winning most of my bets for the past few days now, and the kind of strategy I'm currently using for it. I don't actually currently I don't predict on who to win, because when you are predicting on who to win, you are the chance of losing is very high, because in football anything can happen. A team that was given a very small odd can ended up winning. So before moving on to the process, I would like to show you guys the strategy that will be recommended for you guys to win. For example, this is a game I'm currently following. This is the game I predicted on my channel today. That is the match of today, and everything are just over 0.5 and they are already winning. So, and for the past few days, I have been winning my bets is by predicting on goals, even though goals odd, the odd that are assigned to goals seems to be very small. For example, the over 0.5, sometimes they are always around 1.02 odd. The prediction of this over 0.5 is because this one is a live match, which they've already played the first half before I predicted the over 0.5, and there are some ways of checking if a match will later end up in 2 goals, 3 goals, 4 goals and above. So there are things that you need to look into if you want to be predicting on goals. So as you can see, I'm going to show you these two odds. This was won yesterday. Some of this match are predicted as over 1.5 and some of it as over 0.5, but fortunately everything came out as over 1.5. As you can see the win, even though the odd for the over 0.5 can seems to be very small, but we don't, in betting, if you are looking at, okay, sometimes every time odd, you will end up losing most times. But if you are looking into the value of your ticket, like if you are chasing the accuracy that you want to win is better than to win too big, like to be focusing too big. It's actually good to focus on big things, but when you are looking for accuracy, follow what can give you the high chance of positive outcome. So I'm using in my in this channel, the strategy I use mostly in winning my bet is over 1.5, over 0.5 and over 2.5. For example, I have a 73 odd which was 1 year, but unfortunately before the game ended I ended up cashing it out, because it's a very long bet and waiting too long like that is not really in me, so I just cash out. So this is a 73 odd and everything over 2.5 and over 1.5. As you can see, they all played over 2.5 except for the matches that are void, maybe match that are postponed. As you can see, everything ended up in over 2.5. and looking at the odd of the over 2.5, you can see the biggest odd. Sometimes the odd can be 1.66, for example, like this one, and the odd can be 1.52, but the smallest sometimes is when you be seeing an odd of over 2.5 as 1.19 odd. So checking the odd of this over 2.5, as you can see, they are very big odd, and when they are included in your bets, you ended up having a very big odd. And for example, all these matches are just 13 matches, and they ended up accumulated to 76 odd. As you can see, everything was green, and is a kind of strategy that I really like so much because it's really working out so well. I use it often, but I prefer using the over 0.5 when it comes to picking small odd. So if you want to be staking on big odd, I will advise you to always stake low, because especially when you are making use of a dangerous strategy like over 2.5, because sometimes over 2.5 to also cuts, you can lost on over 2.5. so tutorials on how to make use of over 1.5 has been made on this channel. You can browse through my channel and find a video on over 1.5, and I'm going to make an example in today's video also. And the over 2.5 has also been made, but the comprehensive over 2.5 strategy tutorial, which has already been set to be a VIP tutorial for people that are really interested, because not everybody watching tutorial on YouTube really have the passion of learning how to stake on their own. And we have the over 1.5 strategy also, but I have the one that I give for free, and I have the one that you have to employ a rigorous patience and strategy on it, because the one of the VIP tutorial on over 1.5, over 2.5 and over 0.5, if you are not patient enough, you won't like it, because it can be annoying, but the most important of it is you just need to follow the value. Your main focus should always be winning and accuracy, but people most times always end up in greediness when it comes to staking, when it comes to picking of games, when it comes to prediction. You always get greedy, and patience is not always in their blood. So they are always in haste to make this money by winning big or winning bets. But betting is not like that. You need to be calm, and you need to avoid frustration, because some people have been losing so much, and as a result they start to get frustrated. So for example, this is over 2.5 strategy, and I use it to predict an odd of 12 odd, and as you can see, I had over 2.5 over an odd of 1.30. They ended up playing 10-1. As you can see, 6-1, big goals like that. But how will you know games that we play? How we know games that we play over 2.5? And also, when you are predicting over 2.5, if you remember, I said it earlier that over 2.5 is a very dangerous strategy to predict on, and sometimes you can lose your bet. Even though I ended up winning this particular 12 odd, but one game actually caught it, and that is a game that was supposed to play over 2.5. This particular team is under the Netherlands league, that is Feyenoord Rotterdam, and they happens to be one of their prominent team in that league. And this particular match supposed to ended up in over 2.5, but unfortunately, even the over 0.5 they played in the game, the goal was scored in a dying minute, and others the other matches came out so well. So that's what I'm saying. Sometimes over 2.52 can be an harmful strategy for you guys, but the strategy I applied here that saved this particular ticket from loss is because sometimes I cash out when I recheck most of my games, or when I apply the flexibility. I'm going to show you guys how to make use of the flexibility in this video, but sometimes the flexibility is always very annoying for people, because let's take for example, you predict a match that is around, let me say 100 odd, and at the end of the day you apply the flexibility and the odd drop to 10 odd. How will you feel when you pick an odd of 100 odd and you apply you stake it with 1,000 naira and you are expecting 100,000, and you are like, oh, this game is maybe okay 13 games and I'm not really sure, let me apply cost suite or flexibility, and at the end of the day when you apply the flex, the odd drop from you winning 100,000 to 10,000. Sometimes people used to feel like, why would this odds drop drastically like this? So that's how it always happens sometimes. So without wasting much of our time, I make use of over 0.5, over 1.5, and over 2.5. But in today's video, I'm going to talk about the over 1.5 for the beginners or people that have been betting for a while but still looking for the best strategy to win. Over 1.5 to in betting, I usually say it, you can not always win every time, because I too, it's not like I used to win every time. I do lost maybe one games sometimes, but what you just need to do is apply the best strategy. Applying the best strategy is the key in betting, and patience. When you are not really patient enough and you are trying to pick games, some people, when they realize that games are not really much in a particular day, because of their lack of patience, they quickly rush into games that they are not supposed to even touch at all, talk less of saying you want to predict on it. So in today's video, I'm going to show you. So without wasting much of our time, I will take you guys into how to make use of this over 1.5. So now let's get started by going to our major leagues. I'll be making use of the major leagues, and I'll be picking teams that are likely to score over 1.5 goals every time, and I'm going to show you just the basic things you need to look at before predicting over 1.5. So if you are interested in using over 0.5, because the over 0.5 is the almighty to me, when you are using over 0.5, at the end of the day, the odd you usually get will be very small, but I see it as the most powerful strategy that you can use to be successful in betting. Yes, the over 0.5, and the VIP strategy for it, the VIP hint for it is available. I'm going to drop my WhatsApp number in this video description. So if you are interested in the over 0.5 VIP strategy, over 1.5 VIP strategy, over 2.5 VIP strategy, you can kindly come to my DM. But the basic things you need to know about over 1.5, I'm going to show you right now in today's video. I've been showing my audience this strategy for a very long time, but people are not really still getting it. But the basic hint for it will be shown to you in today's video, and if you are ready for the in-depth and VIP knowledge about it, because it's not something that you can just get into, and like it's not something you can just go on into and say, okay, I have to start predicting this just like that. Let's say, for example, the match between Bournemouth and Liverpool, in which many people ended up losing. If you have a deep, like many people looking into that particular match, they realize that they will think, in the first leg, Liverpool beat this particular team 9-0, and recently they beat one of the prominent team in the league, that is Manchester United. They beat them 7-0. People will be thinking like, Liverpool are currently in form, and the team they are to play with, Liverpool supposed to win first. Secondly, Liverpool supposed to score more than even 2 goals or 3 goals with this particular team. And at the end of the day, Liverpool lost. Liverpool didn't score, and Liverpool and in that match, over 1.5 did not occur, and that is how people lose in betting. But in order to escape this, I have ways of looking into games like that, and to check if the game deserves to be played as over 0.5, or deserve to be played as over 1.5, or deserved to be played as over 2.5. Everything will be talked on. So now let's jump to the aspect of picking some games that you can stake on as over 1.5. So I will only be talking on over 1.5 in today's video, because that's even as using this basic strategy that have a high chance of winning. So I'll be selecting the major leagues that we are all familiar with, and I'll be going for teams that I know that most times usually score goals very well, and that I can see the attributes of the normal attributes I look into in their statistics, I'll be picking on teams like that. So for example, Bayern, they always have, most times they have over 1.5, so I'll be selecting teams like that, Man City and others like that. But by doing that, I would like to click on the major leagues that I know that the outcome can be a very great, can be very great. So let me go for now. I'll be going for the Netherlands League. So under the Netherlands League, I'll be going for their major league and their, okay, let me only go for their major league. Don't let me go to their second league. So but we always have many example used in let me go for the both league. So let me go for the Portugal league also. Under that, I'll be checking on Sporting and Porto. They don't really always score goals like that. They seems to be a kind of a very defensive team, but sometimes they win, but not much as Porto and Benfica. I like those two teams. They are the two attacking teams in Portugal league. So we have all our team for prediction for the betting strategy of 1.5 that we'll be talking on in this video content, and how to avoid the loss after picking them. So for example, I'll be talking on, let me check some match that we can go for. Okay, I'll be making use of Arsenal versus Leeds as an example of checking the statistics, and so I'll check their statistics and determine if this particular match can be staked on as over 1.5. So if you are a Sportybet users or if you are non-Sportybet users, what you just need to do is, if you want to be staking on over 1.5, first focus on the team and on the match that you want to be predicting. That is by clicking on it. So find the statistics of this particular match, that is their previous games, last 5 matches, head to head, that is their new under that you can get various information on their average performance. So for example, you can get the performance, their past performance on corner, over and under, over 2 and over 1, but there are some percentage you need to look at or look into before going for it. So this strategy I'm giving you guys is just the basic, and actually the over 1.5 is the best basic to teach you guys on today's video. And if you are interested in over 0.5 or over 2, but I would like to advise you guys that the over 2.5 is a very tough strategy, but if you have the mind, you can learn it, because most times it always come out in success, but once in a while it's flop, and because sometimes the games always ended up in 2 goals sometimes. So back to what we are saying, for example, even though Arsenal has always been scoring goals of recent, but what about their opponents? Have they been scoring more goals like the home team, the lead? Okay, checking on their previous meeting, checking on their previous past performance between these two teams and in the league. For example, we have the head-to-head averages, where we have the goal scored, the BTTS percent, the over 1.5 percentage, the over 2.5 percentage, the total cards and corner. So if you are going to be predicting over 1.5 and you want to be checking on their average performance, so for example, we have 73% here, which shows that okay, at least there is the chance of over 1.5 outcome is above 50, but the percentage I used to recommend for my audience is 80% and above. And if you can have even 90%, that would be the best. That would have been the best percentage for you to predict over 1.5. When you have 90% and above, that is an ultimate. And if anything wrong with that particular bet, that actually seems like maybe the unexpected occurred, but the natural outcome the normal outcome that's supposed to happen in that particular match is over 1.5. So whenever you are checking on this percentage of over 1.5 and you realize that you are having like 80% and above, 90% and above, just 85%, 80%, 85% and above, then you are good to go at taking it as over 1.5. But in this particular match, actually, with the rate that Arsenal are scoring now, they are scoring at least 3 goals of recent. Checking on their previous last 5 matches, except the last match they played with Leicester, whereby the game ended up in 1-0-1. Most of their games are over 2.5. But if they are playing over 2.5, what about the away team? Checking on it, the away team played over 1.5 just in 2 matches, the rest 1-0, and they lost. So it seems like they happens to be a very tough teams to play with, even though they are losing, but to score them is not always very easy like that. And using the home team performance to judge only will not be very accurate. So what I would just advise you guys to check on the percentage of the head-to-head. You can see it's beside the head-to-head. Head-to-head new is beside the head-to-head. So the head-to-head new will give you the information on the percentage of the over 1.5 performance. And if you are sticking on the over 1.5, don't stake less than 80%. Make sure you are sticking on let me even say 85%, but 80% is the best if you cannot be patient enough. But if you are patient and you are ready to win over 1.5, just be patient enough to go for 80%, 85% and above till you reach 100. So in this particular match of Arsenal versus Leeds United, actually over 1.5 may come out, but I won't advise my audience to stake on it as over 1.5, even though Arsenal are in good form, because their away team seems to be in a relegation position and they are not ready to really lose. So they are very difficult to score, because checking their previous match, they only had over 1.5 in 2 matches. So I'll be making use of another match as an example of what you can stake on as over 1.5. So let's go to German League. Let's go to German League. We have a match between, I think, Bayern Leverkusen somewhere. Yes, we have the match between Bayern Leverkusen and Bayern Munich. So I'll be clicking on this match and I'll be checking their head-to-head new, and I'll be checking their percentage of the possible the outcome, percentage of their past performance, and the possibility that if they play over 1.5. So let's check by clicking on their statistics. So we have their head-to-head here, and we are checking on their head-to-head new, where we are going to be using the percentage provided. So we have it. This is an example of the perfect match to predict as over 1.5. Checking at the percentage here, we have, don't forget I told you guys that over 80% and above, but if you want to be having a perfect and assured percentage for this over 1.5 winning, check the percentage, and when the percentage is around 90% and above, that is the perfect match to predict as over 1.5. So without even stressing yourself, you already know that okay, we have 90% above and above past performance of over 1.5. Surely even the bookmaker will make the odd of the over 1.5 for a game like this very small. Let's check. So the over 1.5, as you can see, normal and over 1.5 odd should be around 1.20 odd or 1.90 odd, but because of the possibility of the outcome of this particular match, we are having an odd of 1.13 odd for a match like this, which shows that surely they are going to have result. They are going to have a result of 1.5 in this particular match. So that is the main point of. It's a very basic and simple strategy to apply in predicting your over 1.5, even though they are in-depth hints and tips that you need to look into, but they are meant to be they are VIP hints. And also the over 0.5 is a kind of an almighty strategy for me, even though it produces a very small odd. I see it as an almighty strategy. And the over 2.5, when you are dreaming of winning big with small money, we have the VIP strategy for the over 2.5 too. So if you are interested, you can kindly check the video description and contact me on WhatsApp. I'm going to give you guys the procedure, the terms and condition of having the VIP strategy of over 0.5 and over 2.5. I hope with an example of the match between Bayer Leverkusen and Bayern Munich, I hope you have gotten the hints and tips, the basic hints and tips of over 1.5. Let me quickly make use of another match as an example, probably a match whereby we can have maybe 80% assurance. Let me check the Netherlands League. That is their major league. So I'm going for Ajax. There happens to be a team that score very well. What's trade draw this particular match? And that is the basic tips for over 1.5. You'll be checking the percentage of the over 1.5 performance under the head-to-head new, and you'll be applying it as your own prediction tools. But the in-depth knowledge about the over 1.5, if I should give you guys in this video, you will not really be patient enough for that kind of game, because if I should apply the in-depth, the VIP tips and hints for over 1.5 in these games, if I should apply it to me, I will just avoid it and I won't take it as over 1.5, even though it's qualified to be played as over 1.5. At the end of the day, the match can actually ended up in over 1.5. But if I'm going to be advising someone that is going for a VIP kind of prediction of over 1.5, they won't go for the Ajax and Feyenoord Rotterdam over 1.5, because there are some other things that we need to look into before predicting over 1.5. But the basic knowledge on over 1.5 is this. The basic knowledge prediction is that Ajax will surely win by over 1.5, and truly the match can end up in over 1.5. But there are some circumstances that usually turns games around. It can turn your game around and make you lose. So let's now assume that you have. So even though after applying this strategy and you have a very large number of odds, let me just quickly pick some odds so that I can quickly make an example of that. So let's quickly. So now let's assume you predicted all your match, maybe 25 matches, maybe 15 matches, maybe 70 matches, and you're having an odd of 78 odds right here, and you want to avoid loss, and you are looking for a way to, even though you have applied the best strategy that can save you from loss, that can shift you away from loss. So just in betting, anything can happen. The unexpected can happen. So what you can just do, if you know that, okay, I don't have the mind of losing bet and I'm not ready to lose my bet, even though if I lose, it won't really affect me. What you just need to do is, we are having 6 matches here and we are having 78 odd here. What you just need to do is click on the flexibility here. Remember I told you that flexibility can be very annoying. For example, from 78 odd, see the odd that we ended up having, that is 9.16 odd. You see, from 78 odd and 9.16 odd. But if you are someone that usually stake big, and you already applied the strategy that I just taught you guys on today's video content, you can actually apply the cuts and stick very high on it, and at the end of the day win your bet. Because as you can see, an odd of 12 odd that I showed you in my bet history, you can see I lost one game out, but at the end of the day I won that particular match. So that's how to avoid bets in your bet platform, how to avoid loss in betting. That is the strategy I use. First, you look for the best strategy to use. Second, you always apply